Welcome 1000 PS readers. Welcome in Holland to the factory of HYPERPRO. I will take you to a factory tour to show our products, how they are made and how they work. In the factory of HYPERPRO we make all kinds of products. We go from springs, progressive springs, to shocks, easy shocks, to steering dampers, progressive and linear, safety item. All the parts we produce ourselves, you will see in the factory. We do have like the all-road, the road, racetrack and also off-road shocks. Here we are in the warehouse of HYPERPRO. HYPERPRO has a lot of springs. We have like 1500 different springs for more than 2500 bikes. That makes it a stock for more than 30,000 springs in total. Not only fork springs but also springs for your OEM shock, rear shock. HYPERPRO is delivering, of course, the progressive spring, but we also have a large program of linear springs for every bike.
The tube where everything is working in and through. The piston with the dampening section, which is moving on that. The piston is actually moving inside the shock, up and down. When the piston is moving up and down, you get a certain oil flow. When the piston is moving up, the oil has to move from the top side to the low side, and therefore it can go through the adjuster, which is influenced by the needle, which is sticking more or less inside. The needle is going inside the hole there. When you close the rebound completely, you also put the needle completely in, you allow no flow of oil to go through the hole, so everything has to pass through the shims. When you slightly open the rebound more, you allow more oil to flow through the hole besides the shim stack. So the amount of rebound you have is determined by the shape of the holes, the strength of the shims on top, how many are there, how thick are they, what is the dimension of them, whether you allow the oil to push up the shims, more easy or less easy. So the other oil flow is when the shock is compressed, also the rod is entering into this tube. This means the volume here is getting less because the rod has to enter. So not only the oil is flowing from this direction to that direction, also the volume of the spindle rod has to go somewhere. But the volume of the spindle is going towards the bladder. It's going through the high and low speed adjuster, and then it will compress the gas which is held in the reservoir there. The bladder has been held in the cup, which will be around this. And the speed with which I allow the oil to go in that direction is controlled by the high and low speed adjuster. Low speed adjuster is a needle. It's going inside a hole. Of course, if the needle is going out, I have a large opening. If the needle is going in, I'm reducing that hole size. So therefore I will keep the oil from moving too quickly. At the high speed, I have a valve which is going inside the hole, and the valve has been held by a spring. On the spring I can compress more or less. When I put more of the adjuster, when I screw the adjuster in, I put more preload on the spring, and therefore the valve will have a higher force before it starts to open. Compression damping is growing until a certain point, and then after the certain pressure the valve will start to release and I get a change in point. Now if I want to have more high speed damping, I have to put more preload on the valve, and therefore it will open more late, and therefore I will have more compression damping.
What's the big difference between a mass production shock and here a personally made for me a shock from HYPERPRO?
As you can see, we have no shocks in stock. We make a shock per order. This means if somebody orders a shock, we will take notes of what kind of shock they want to have for which bike, which model, what setting they want to have, what extras like length adjustment or kind of spring, hydraulic preload, harder or softer, longer or shorter. From the sheet we will make a paper on how to produce the shock, including a quality chart on checking all the parts. We will make a special spec sheet which states which parts have to be inside with what setting. So every single shock is being produced by hand for the specific customer.
HYPERPRO is manufacturing steering dampers for more than 10 years already. It's a proven concept where we show that it's very important to have the correct tolerances into the part. You see that piston goes into the rod quite easy, into the tube. And here you see that the aluminum parts we all make ourselves are made by color. They checked it and everything is being assembled in our company. Once the steering damper is being vacuumized, it will go in the cleaning machine to get all the rest oil out of it. We make the part complete to one steering damper. Every steering damper we have will go on the test bench to feel if any click is working, if the dampening is left and right the same. And we do it for every single steering damper. After, if it's okay, then we will put on the sticker, make the complete product, and we make a serial number. A code on which we can see what year, what week, and who had made the steering damper.